Emerald.
Watch 23 here, back again with another banger video. We're here today to make a meal with y'all. It's cooking with Rah-Rah. But we have a good sponsor, HelloFresh. If you haven't already, make sure you click that link down below. Get your 10 free meals and get some breakfast for life, y'all. But I got my breakfast for life, and I also got my 2 free meals. And today we're going to be cooking bavette steak and sherry shallot sauce. So here we go. We're going to start this video. So first step, it says before preparing in step 1, let your steak sit out at room temperature for up to an hour or more, even for extra cooking juices. So what I did was I set my steak right here, and I let it set. It's been about 45 minutes, close to an hour. So we're just gonna let it sit for a minute and get to the other part of the food. So let's get started. All right, so the first part in our video is prep and make vinaigrette. So it says to preheat the oven to 450 degrees. We know to do that, so I'm gonna preheat the oven. And then wash and dry produce. Now let me just give y'all an example, because I don't really follow directions when I cook from scratch, but we're gonna follow their directions right here. So I gotta slice the potatoes and half the shallot. So I have 6 potatoes and I have 1 shallot. We're gonna slice it in half, and then I'm gonna put it in a bowl with the vinaigrette, and yeah, that's gonna make the vinaigrette. So let's get started on that. So now that the oven is preheating, I'm gonna start cutting our potatoes. I already washed our vegetables and stuff before we started. So we have 6 potatoes. And what we're going to do is we're going to cut them into 1/4 inch thick pieces. I don't know how much 1/4 is, so pretty much we're just going to eyeball it, I guess. We can figure it out. So let's just really simply cut it like this, because I'd imagine that what we're going to do is put them on this baking sheet right here, because that's the next step. So let's get that started. I'm not a professional cutter, but I do cook. Just cut them like that. There we go. So while we do that, I'm excited to see how this comes out, because I've never really used prepackaged meals or anything. I've always done, cook from home, go to Kroger or something. So I'm excited to see how this comes out. I'm really super duper excited. Make sure I don't cut myself. Some more, turn the flat side. Okay, and they say this is supposed to be about a 20-30 minute meal prep kind of thing. So let's see how long it really takes me to really do this. I might need a bigger baking sheet. We're gonna see how much actually goes on here. That was not 1/4. We're just gonna eyeball it, because I'm not a professional, right? We're just going with the flow, seeing what happens. Most definitely gonna need a bigger baking sheet. Alright, so now we're gonna cut the shallot up. So I guess there's a difference between a shallot and an onion. I guess this is like a baby onion, right? But an onion it's bigger. I don't know, but we got a shallot. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna cut that up. Really what I do is I leave that on, and I can throw this away and set this to the side. And then just kind of like find the loose pieces, and then cut it in half again. Like so with this little husk stuff on, so that way it's easier to clean up and pull off and clean up. There we go. So now I just take the top of that and peel it off. Boom, simple. One done, do the other one. And most definitely cut off the ends, because you don't want to eat those. You could actually take the ends and put them in some water and let it sit for 30 days, and you'll actually have more shallots. So, I don't know if that's something that you like to do. Alright, so now it says to finely chop our shallot. So that means like mince, or just, you know, kind of like make it into squares. So what I do is I just go like that. Keeping it very far away from my fingers because I'm clumsy. And what I'll do is I'll take it again and finely chop it. I don't know if you can see it or not, but I'll just go. Like that. One more time, the crossway, just kind of like chop it up. And you know, you can use different methods to actually cut it up or whatever, but we're not professionals. We're just working with what we got. So now that I'm finishing up chopping this shallot, we're going to start making the vinaigrette. And actually put the potatoes on the sheet too as well. So let's go ahead and do what the instructions say. So it says, put half the vinegar, which is this. This is sherry cooking vinegar. If you've ever seen it before. You're going to put half of this in the small bowl. So if you haven't seen it, this is what it looks like. I'm going to put it in the small bowl that I have here. I'm going to put half. Okay, it's strong. Okay, so I'm going to put half. That's about half, y'all. Just a little bit. Okay, here we go. Put half of that. Then we're going to put 1 tablespoon of olive oil. So I have some regular extra virgin olive oil. I'll put 1 tablespoon. Pour that in there. Like that. Then we're also going to add half a teaspoon of sugar. So those are half teaspoon. And then season with salt and pepper. So let me get some salt and some pepper. Actually going to use ground black pepper. And actually, I don't use granulated salt like iodized salt. I use sea salt, the coarse kind. So this is what we're going to use today. But we're just going to put a pinch in. We're going to season to taste. That should be good. Then we're also going to put in some of our ground black pepper. Season to taste. Boom. Got those. Let's put them out the way. Then we're going to get a whisk. We're going to whisk these items together. So let's go ahead and give this a whisk. Alright, I'm going to give this a good little whisk. And you can see it start to blend together. Okay. Mess with it just a little bit. So we're going to set this away to the side. Then we're going to go to our next step. Our next step is to make the potato clusters. Okay. So lightly oil a baking sheet. We have the oil. This is blessed oil too. So we're going to lightly oil this. It's going to be some sanctified oil. Alright, we have it in the sheet. If you want to see it, I'll show you. Got a little bit in there. Just going to move that around. Kind of like that. Right? And now it says lightly oil in a large bowl combine potatoes, garlic powder, 2 tablespoons of olive oil, and a couple big pinches of salt and pepper. Toss until potatoes are completely coated. Arrange on a prepared sheet in a cluster and roast for 12 minutes with Parmesan on top. So let me go grab a bowl real quick. Alright, so now I have my big bowl. We're going to put these potatoes in the bowl. And we're going to put them in there. Just like that. Then it says to put the potatoes, garlic powder, which they actually provided for us in the pack. It's actually pre-portioned. Go ahead and put that in there. This is garlic powder. Put the top off on there. Throw that away. Now what we're going to do is we're going to season it. Actually put the whole package in there. Throw that away. Then we're going to put potatoes, garlic powder, 2 tablespoons of olive oil. Olive oil is actually a lot healthy for you. This is 1 tablespoon. Then we're going to pour another tablespoon. I'm going to pour that in there. Then we're going to add a couple pinches of salt. Let's go ahead and shake a little bit on there. And once again, this is coarse sea salt, so it's a little bit more potent than what you would normally cook with. So now that we're going to do that, we're going to add a little bit of pepper. Let's get some pepper. And a little bit of Mrs. Dash, just to, add a little flavor to it. It's a little bland sounding. So we're going to add a little bit of that. Add a little bit of pepper. Then it says toss until potatoes are completely coated. So we're just going to give this a nice little toss like that. Just give it another way. Really smells so amazing, So we're going to try that. Now we put this in a baking sheet. So let's go ahead and put this in the baking sheet. And we've already got our baking sheet together. So we've lightly coated it. So now what we're going to do is we're going to put all of them on the baking tray. Just something real slight, something real easy. Nothing major, So we're just going to line them up like so. This is supposed to be a really quick and easy family meal. I'm gonna cook for myself because I'm just big bagged. Oh, and my grandma. Those on like so. And I'm just putting the flat ones, and then I'll probably put another layer, put a baking sheet over top, get another layer of some. This is really easy to make. Really straightforward. And I am doing these one by one, just so I can make sure I get everything that I need on there. told y'all I'm not a good cutter. But we'll work with it. We'll work with it. Get off there. Now I'll start adding some on top as well. You know, can't take shape or position, so just put it on there. And now that we're getting everything on the baking sheet, I'm probably gonna go over it with a little bit of seasoning again. So I'm gonna add a little bit of Mrs. Dash on top, just for flavor, for taste. Like so. That's it, that's all. Okay, so now that we got that together, we can actually put this in the middle rack for 12 minutes. I'm reading the directions as we go. We're gonna put this in the rack for 12 minutes, and then we're gonna sprinkle it with Parmesan afterwards. So let's go ahead and take it to the oven. All right, we're back. We put our potatoes in the oven. Now we're gonna start with our steak. So the steak, it says, while potatoes roast, pat steak dry with paper towel, season all over with salt and pepper. So, like it said in the beginning, let it rest. And this is our steak. I'm gonna put it in here. I'm gonna pat it dry. I'm actually gonna need another paper towel. A couple of paper towels. I'm gonna pat it dry, like so. And then while we pat this dry, we're actually going to start our skillet to put some oil in and a medium-high heat, and let the steak cook to our desired. Basically, I don't know why I'm trying to use all these big words. Basically, we're about to make this steak. We're about to make it slap, and we're going to put it in this skillet and make it taste good, y'all. We're about to season it and cook it up. So I'm just gonna season it while we have the everything here, honestly. So I'm gonna set it down, right? And then let me wash my hands. Get a paper towel. While I'm over here, I'm gonna actually start the skillet on medium-high heat, just so we can have this hot and prepared, and we don't have to wait, right? Boom, got that. And I'm actually gonna put the oil in as we speak. So let's go ahead and give that a good little bit of oil, like so. All right. Now, we're going to season this steak with salt and pepper. This is what it says. I'm following the directions. Salt. Actually, the higher up you go when you sprinkle salt, the better distribution it gets. So we're gonna salt, pepper, and I'm doing this to both sides so that both sides have the same seasoning. Alright, so now that we have our pan cooking, you can see that the pan is nice and hot. We're gonna cook this for 5 to 7 minutes on both sides per side. So I'm gonna transfer our steak over here. Oh, there are 2 pieces of steak. Okay, got you. Makes sense. Makes perfect sense now. Gonna transfer it over. Gonna put it on one side. Put it on this side. We're just gonna let it cook. I actually have tongues, so you can see. We're gonna let it go ahead and cook on one side. While this is cooking, we're gonna clean up our other surface areas and let this cook. Alright, and now that it's coming to a sizzle, you can see we're gonna flip. It's been about 5 minutes. Oh, look at that. That looks amazing. That's just awesome. I'm actually going to turn it down for a little bit lower heat so it can cook and rest. You don't want to stress the meat out. When you cook it, just let it cook. Now, just a little heads up, if your steak is pink like that, and you don't like that, you can actually flip it over and let it cook on that side. So that way it's not runny and bloody, and it's to your liking. Let's let that continue to cook. Actually, we can check our potatoes and see they're actually cooking really well. It's just about done. I'm gonna grab a fork and test and see. Coming out really well. You can see what's going on. We're going to actually flip these again, because I know they're starting to look where we want it to be. Alright, now we're going to take, while that's cooking, we're going to take our vegetables and our salad, and we're going to put it in this bowl. We're going to make the salad. We actually skip a step. But it just says make a salad. Easy to make a salad. So I'm using my hand just because I'm old school like that. We're going to turn it around. I already washed this and so forth. And then what we're going to do is we're going to take this vinaigrette and give it a good little whisk. I'm going to drizzle that over top, like so. You can hear that steak cooking. It sounds so good. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a fork and a spoon and I'm going to toss this up. Nice and dressed. Actually going to add a little bit of the shallot to it, like so. And I have some fresh produce as well that's going to go in it. I got some tomatoes and stuff. I'm going to add that to it. Let it taste really good. And once again, I'm going to check on our steak, make sure it's right, and you know, see how it's going. Give it a couple more minutes on that side. As you can see, we're going to give it about 5 or 6 more minutes. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually turn the heat off because it's pretty much done on the inside. You can take a look at it. It looks so perfect. Like that. But I turn this off and I'm going to transfer it to our cutting board so it can rest and all those juices get to where they need to go. And I actually put a piece of parchment paper there so we can catch that stuff as well. So now finishing up our salad, I just added a little bit of onion and tomato, you know, because it's a vinaigrette. So it's something really light. I'm actually going to add some, a little bit of coarse salt, sea salt. We're going to leave it alone after that. Alright, so boom. Perfect, and a little pepper. Pepper dust. There we go. And now we're gonna wipe out our bowl, and we're actually gonna heat a drizzle of oil again into the pan and add the shallots until soft. So about 1 to 2 minutes. And then yeah. So let's go ahead and add those shallots. Actually, matter of fact, what I'm gonna do is cut up the other half of the shallot. Right now, I have a lot of shallot. I'm actually gonna make those nice and coarse. And this is gonna go with the steak, on top of the steak as well. It's a little bit off the script, but we'll make it work because we have a lot of extra shallot. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this in the pan, and yeah, let's add this. And we're going to actually add some more shallots, but they're going to be a different size. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to break these other larger shallots up and put them in there so they can cook as well. Like so. Just to put over top of our steak. I'll add just a little bit more oil. Like so. We're going to get rid of our tongue. I'm going to take them and wash them. But now our ingredients actually say that we're going to drizzle oil, put the shallots, pour in the remaining vinegar, and then we're going to add the beef stock, a 1/4 cup of water, and simmer until thickened. We're going to add the sour cream and 1 tablespoon of butter and season to taste. Alright, so let's go back to our stove. And I can actually smell the potatoes finishing up, so we're going to actually take those out. I'm going to show you what they look like. Come out the oven. They look so delicious. They look so amazing. So we're actually going to set this off to the side. And then we'll actually start plating. Potatoes are out. I'm actually going to season it with some Parmesan cheese on top. It's going to look really beautiful. And plate really nicely. As you can see it. Got a little Parmesan. I'm actually going to add some more Parmesan and a little bit of Parmesan. Oh, and that smells so amazing. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. Now I'm gonna add a little dust of, give it some seasoning. Alright, now let's take it back over to our sauce. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna add the butter and the sour cream. Right now we're gonna stir it together so it can get nice and creamy and thick. And it's gonna thicken up some more by the time we plate. So now we can start plating the food. Pretty much we're gonna cut the steak against the grain of how it looks, and you'll probably get an overhead view. And then we're going to plate it on the plate. So you can see it's nice and tender. And we're actually gonna put the steak against the grain, divide steak, potato clusters, and salad between the plates. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to pick the steak up, I'm going to plate it like so. I'm going to break it up a little bit, like that. Then we're going to get our potatoes with Parmesan, which is right here. We're actually going to put it on the plate as well. So let's go ahead and grab a spatula. Now, let's cut this steak. Oh, so tender and beautiful. Yes, that's amazing. Go ahead and look at that cut. And the color is so magnificent. Loving it. So we're just gonna keep cutting. Like so. I can use my fingers because I'm at home. This isn't going to anybody but me and my grandma. I'm just gonna take that end piece and taste it. Magnificent. Place it on the plate. That's awesome. That's so amazing. Right now we're going to get rid of that parchment paper that I put to catch the extra juices. Take that over to our sink. Alright, now we have 2 perfect pieces of meat. Dry my hands. I'm going to put the salad on there. Well, I'm going to put the potatoes on there first. So I'm just going to take a nice little slice. so. I actually serve this with a like this. It actually smells so good. Alright, I'm going to do the same thing for the other plate. Set that over there, like so. To leave enough room for our salad. Go. Then we can actually dust this with a little bit of more Parmesan. Set this over there. I'm gonna put some of our salad over here. Never go wrong with salad. Just mix this up once again. We're gonna put it on the plate. Boom. So amazing. So magnificent. Because I'm at home. Now, we have our beautiful decadent dishes. We're actually going to take that sauce, put it over top. Oh, look at that. That looks so awesome. Oh, that's so amazing. There you have it, people. We have our HelloFresh meal prepared from beginning to end. Our bavette steak and sherry shallot sauce. Thanks for watching me. Rah-Rah23. Stay great. I'm about to get into this plate.
Vai até as nuvens. A tua justiça é como grandes montanhas. Os teus juízos são como um abismo profundo.
Thanks y'all for watching another video of Rah-Rah23 cooking with Rah-Rah. Make sure if y'all want to see some more videos like this, y'all tap in and just comment in this section what y'all want to see, and I'll make it happen. If y'all want to collab, hit me up on Instagram at Rah-Rah23.tv. I love y'all. Peace, happiness, blessings. Rah-Rah23, stay great, y'all. Peace.